Tawala Kenya, Tawala. Tawala Kenya, Tawala. Rais Moi, Tawala Kenya, Tawala. Tawala Kenya, Tawala. Tawala Kenya, Tawala. Rais Moi, Tawala Kenya, Tawala. Unaongoza vyema, unaongoza vyema.
Nguruwe hujikanga na mafuta yake. Na Afrika itakwisha. Tulikuwa na bill ya kuleta Kenya Anti-Corruption Authority kwa bill. Ijapokuwa kuna mambo fulani ambayo mimi mwenyewe singetaka kukubali, lakini kwa sababu ya shida ya wananchi nikatupa kando principles hizo nilizokuwa nashikilia kwa manufaa ya shida ya wananchi.
He is Nyayo, follow the footsteps sloganeer, a father of politics who brought into limelight the so-called politicians today. The one who hosted and fed Mau leaders while fighting for liberation. He fought for Kenyan freedom from colonialism, immaculated the face of the Republic of Kenya we see today. He is Nyayo, Baba wa Taifa, Mtukufu Rais, Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi.
Ndiye kiongozi wa Kenya. Ndiye kiongozi wa Kenya.
He was born in 1924 in a humble family from Kabraga village, Tugen Hills, Sajo Division in Baringo County. Moi was named Kapkorios Toroitich with the meaning of welcoming home the cattle. He was raised with a single mother, Kabon, after the demise of his father Kimoi Arab Jebi in 1928, when Moi was only 4 years old boy. He underwent hardship and difficult times, a situation that forced him to be hired to look after somebody's gods for a living. It is this situation that led his remorseful Ango senior chief Kiplangat Chebkaitan to take him and started looking after him as a guardian. The Ango took Moi to African Inland Mission, and it is there that he was baptized Daniel, and he became Daniel Kapkorios Toroitich Moi. The light shone on Moi after a short period of time. The mission requested for a number of children to be sent to their mission school at Kabaritonjo. Therefore, amongst those people whose names were recommended, Moi was. Kabaritonjo was closed and he was transferred to Kapsabet Mission School. Moi sat for common entrance examination after standard 4 and he merited. So he joined the nearby African government school in Kapsabet. Moi embraced the white culture at his young age by presenting himself to Cabernet Hospital for circumcision. He was a bright student and passed a very competitive exam with shining colors. He was to be offered a scholarship to go overseas to study, only to be denied the chance because the whites were afraid of competition from Africans. He was then prevailed by his teachers to go for teaching. He joined one-year teachers training course at Tampachi Training College. He was posted at Tampachi African School in 1945 as a P3 teacher on his completion, and he was getting a salary of 45 shillings per month. That was a lot of money those days. Moi then went to study further at Gagumo Teachers Training College in 1949, where he merited. Moi married Lena in 1950, mother to Geneva, Jonathan, Gideon, Philip, John Mark, Raymond, June, and Doris. Moi was a head teacher of Cabernet when he was asked by his friends, led by Moses Mudavadi, a father of Musalia Mudavadi, a person who recommended him to be a headmaster, to enter politics, and reassured him when he loses, he will be given back his position as a head teacher. Moi was then nominated as a candidate for LegCo from Rift Valley and won. It should be remembered that Eliud Matthew was the first African leader to join LegCo in 1944. Eliud Matthew was chosen the leader of 6 nominated members of LegCo, Moi and Ronald Ngala amongst them. And this was the induction of Moi into the political arena. During his era in LegCo, he fought for education tirelessly, and he is the one who proposed the existence of Kenya National Union of Teachers, NAT. In 1957, first ever African elections took place, and he was elected the Rift Valley constituency representative and joined other 7 African elected leaders from African Elected Members Organization, AEMO. Later, AEMO was acquitted for conspiracy and convicted of defamation with a fine of 1,500 shillings each. During this moment, Kenyatta had been jailed, and Moi requested several times a permission to see him, but all was in vain until 1959. Moi had a 6-hour meeting with Kenyatta, and when he came back, he informed the AEMO members of torture and the way forward for the country. They put an immense pressure on the colonial government to release Kenyatta, and Kenyatta was released in 1961. Moi also served as Minister for Education in the colonial government in 1960 to 1961. He founded Kenya African Democratic Union with Ronald Ngala to challenge KANU led by Kenyatta, KANU for centralism and KANU for federal constitution. The KANU was stronger, so it overpowered KANU. He was elected the Baringo North Rift MP since independency and retained Baringo Central MP throne up to 2002 upon his retirement. In 1964, KADU was dissolved and joined KANU, and Moi was appointed the Minister of Home Affairs.
It is because I believe this so strongly that after very careful consideration, I have agreed to the formation of a coalition government.
We are fully prepared to cooperate in the task ahead and invite all other parties and sections to work with us in this noble task.
After Oginga Odinga stepped down, Kenyatta chose Joseph Murumbi, but shortly fell out with Kenyatta. Moi was appointed to take up the position in 1967. Moi was so loyal to Kenyatta, and even it is alleged that in 1974, he divorced Lena, his wife, because she ashamed Kenyatta for refusing to dance with him in a social event. He was the vice president in 1978 when bad news struck the nation that Kenyatta had succumbed to death. He stepped up to take over the throne after nobody showed interest for the position.
Mimi, Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi, naapa kwamba nitakuwa mwaminifu kwa Jamhuri ya Kenya na kuitumikia kwa moyo wangu wote, na kwamba nitahifadhi, nitalinda na kuitetea katiba ya Kenya kwa mujibu wa sheria iliyowekwa. Ewe Mwenyezi Mungu nisaidie.
and appointed Mwai Kibaki as his vice president. In 1982, lower-level Air Force personnel led by Senior 1 Hezekiah Ochuka, backed by university students, attempted a coup d'etat to oust Moi. Ochuka was quickly suppressed by military police force General Staff Mohamud Mohammed, whose both targets didn't hit the nail. Moi was a no-nonsense man and a man of his own words. He never entertained people who opposed him. He wanted KANU party to rule for 100 years. He went ahead and imprisoned politicians like Goigwa Mwere, Raila Odinga, Kenneth Matiba, and many others who tried to mess up with his government. He once had a difficult time during his reign as the president when the foreign aid was withheld after his government declined to comply with economic and political reforms in the country. The Moi was referred as a despot by the foreign countries. USA therefore forcefully induced the multi-party system in Kenya through their ambassador Smith Hempston in 1991 so that power can be taken from Moi. Unhappy Moi accepted the reforms and vowed in 1992 against the formidable force of Ford, who later divided into Ford Kenya, led by Oginga Odinga, and Ford Asili, led by Kenneth Matiba, as well as Mwai Kibaki, who had just resigned from KANU in 1991 December to form his own party, Democratic Party.
I am glad to inform Kenyans that I have today assented to the bills as a sign of my commitment to political reforms. When the elections are called, I urge all contestants to ensure that they conduct their campaign in a mature and peaceful manner.
Due to these subdivisions, Moi easily secured a win. In 1997, Moi again won the elections against Mwai Kibaki and the rest. In 2002, when he handed over power, people said if he could contest again, he could still win. He was a tactical politician and much experienced. Moi is famously reminisced for introducing Nyayo milk in school in 1979 that went up to 1999. Many songs composed to praise him, and he seemingly enjoyed this. Moi was and is still all over Kenya with projects that fall under his government. For instance, Moi Air Base, Moi International Airport, Moi International Sports Center, Moi Stadium, Moi High Schools, Moi Avenues, and without forgetting Moi University in Eldoret. Kenyan Constitution allows a president to be in power for 2 terms. His reign in power came to an end in 2002 and endorsed Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta as his successor.
Nikaona kwamba yule ambaye anaweza kuendesha kupeleka wananchi kama vile mimi ningependelea wananchi kuongozwa ni Uhuru Kenyatta.
His prophecy came true when Kenyatta won elections in 2013 despite the delay.
Nikasema ni huyu tu. Watu wahenga na kwenda kando, lakini mwishowe wakafahamu kwamba yale niliyowaambia yalikuwa ya kweli.
Do not not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. My name is Koba Barasa. Until another time.